When I woke up to the news of 50 people being massacred and 50 people injured, I couldn't believe it.
It just should not be. We live in a world where we should all get along. Life is too precious, for someone just to come up and just swiftly take our lives like that.
I have been feeling very numb, and I think that I haven't really wanted to know about it. I haven't wanted to feel anything about it, and coming to this corner and seeing all of this it's the first time I've actually cried about it. I think in some ways it's too scary for me to feel about it.
The thing that hits hardest for me is that I hang in gay bars. And this could have been me and 100 of my friends that wouldn't be standing here right now.
To me, these are brothers, our sisters, our friends. It could have been me, it could have been you. My partner was in Orlando that day, and it could have been him.
I'm a lesbian. I go to gay events. I'm in crowds with other gay people. So on some level, this comes so close that I just want to distance myself.
I spent every summer as a child in Orlando. I wasn't out, but it still brings in a memory of this is a place that I was used to going with my family and feeling safe and calm, and just knowing that all the places that people go to, whether it is the LGBT community or as minorities or women or people of abuse, people go to places to feel secure.
Nobody's really talking about that the victims were all Latinos.
No, they were there for Latin night. It was a night to dance salsa. It was in a festive place. It was in a place where we felt home. We felt like we were, in a safe place to have that dance, have that community. Our world is about community, and our community has started in the bars where that was the first safe place that they could be themselves.
So it was targeted to an ethnic community as well as the LGBT community. And so it was a double hate.
I live here in San Francisco, but I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. So this past couple of days has been really, really hard on me because I came out when I was 15 in Orlando, and part of my coming out experience and part of me becoming a gay man was going to gay bars in Orlando when I started sneaking in when I was 16 years old. And they really were my safe space, and where I would go with friends to dance and to hold hands and to, God forbid, make out with someone and not feel threatened and not feel like I was going to be harmed, and which, back in the late 90s, early 2000s wasn't a given. And when I started going to Pulse in 2004, 2005, I was still only 20, 21 years old, and it was still very much a safe space for me. And I've been to Pulse many times. Every time I'm home in Orlando, that's my bar. I have a great friend that works there, and she was luckily off that evening, so she was far away from the harm. But it really hit home for me just how close to home it was for me when my mom texted me on Sunday morning and told me, she goes, if you'd been home this weekend visiting, you would have been at Pulse. And she's like, this is the only time in my life I'll ever tell you this, but I'm so glad you weren't home this weekend. And that's when it really struck me how terrible it was. And also being a Latino man growing up in Orlando, my first boyfriend when I was 15 years old is Puerto Rican, and to have the attack not just be on an LGBT club, but on an LGBT Latin night, when a lot of people from the Puerto Rican and large Latino community in Orlando were there celebrating, it feels like a double attack on how I grew up and where I grew up in my entire life. So it's beyond tragic.
It hits close to home, and this could have been here, it could have been anywhere, but the gay community has always been a target for discrimination, for hate crimes, and this really just kind of hits it even more home. it's a bigger. This is like the biggest mass shooting in, U.S. history.
Coming from the South, I come from a state that's a stand your ground. And, you really, really have to really stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from Florida. And then coming to a major city like San Francisco, the violence here in this city is extreme. There are trans people and non-trans people that are violated every day in our cities. For me, there's times when I've been called faggot, sissy, and you have to live with that trauma, and it's how we internalize that trauma, how we live our lives daily. But I thank God that through prayer, through the support of my family, my daughter, my grandkids, I have that love around me. So I don't have that fear today. I don't live in fear. I live in love.